Okay, hello everyone. Let's go ahead and get this show started. My name is Randy Lindsay. I am host of today's live MT4 Professional Market Scanner briefing. If you have any questions or comments, please find the questions panel over on the right-hand side of your Zoom control panel. You should find a question and pane. You can put it in the chat box also. Either one will work because I have access to both the chats and the Q&A. Probably the chat is probably the most direct, but if you put your questions there, I'll be glad to get to them. And we'll get to them in all the order that they are received. All right, let's go ahead and get started. My name is Randy Lindsay. As I said, I'm trade coach and the operations director here at MT4 Professional. Joining me today is Claudio Cardinale. He is our product development director and technology guru. All things technology go through Claudio, so I defer to him on most of the high-end stuff, but I can go through and help you with most of the other aspects. And together we are Team MT4 Professional. And what we're going to talk about today is what a market scanner is and what it is with regards to MT4 Professional. I'm going to give you a couple of polls. I'm going to go through a very brief and detailed live demonstration of MT4 Professional, and we'll even have a couple of live builds of a scanner set up so that we can go through from beginning to the end exactly how to build and set up a a live scanner. And I'll make you a very special offer because you're in my webinar today. And of course, throughout the presentation, we'll have questions and answers. So make sure that everyone, if you do have a question, doesn't leave without the answers to your questions. All right, so what is a scanner and what is MT4 Professional? You know, if you think about it, all the symbols and all the time frames that you have access to with MT4 Professional, there's over 630 combinations with 50 Forex pairs, the 20 CFDs, 9 different time frames. And if you're offline or on MT5, then you have access to a lot more than that. So do you really think that you're able to do this manually? I mean, can you go through and scan for each one of these combinations of each of the Forex pairs, looking for your own unique criteria? Can you do that manually? Most people will probably say no, and they usually miss a lot of trade opportunities. So today, trading on different instruments, is a must. One instrument might be good for a little bit, but it tends to not be good at other times. So during the course of a day or a trading session, you'll find that different instruments are going to be firing off at different times, and you want to be ready and you want to be able to find them. So if you trade uncorrelated instruments in this way, it removes uncertainty and it helps to diversify your portfolio. So a scanner is a perfect solution for answering all of these issues. So what is a market scanner? Well, in my terms and what I'm explaining to you, a market scanner is an automatic tool that allows you to scan the entire market at a glance for any symbol or time frame that match your own custom rules based on your own indicators and standards. So it's not a signal provider, but what it does, it allows you to generate signals based upon your own inputs and your own indicators. So you will get alerts or you'll get a direct signal on the scanner to help you see when your criteria is met. So let's, for a quick example, if I want to put together a scanner that looks at the cross of two moving averages, this is very popular. If I select a bullish cross being green or a bearish cross being red, and if I look at a 15 and 30 period simple moving average, then you can see over here on the right that with a 1 hour and 1 minute chart, then I can see the configurations for a lot of different symbols. So I can see a bearish cross on the longer term, but a bullish cross on the longer term, but a bearish cross on the shorter term. I can see for the pound dollar that the longer term is bearish, but the shorter term is bullish. And so these are the quick and easy ways that you can very rapidly rifle through all of your instruments to find setups that meet your criteria. Full bull, right here, here's a full bear, and here's a full bear. So these are crosses that you're looking for to identify a potential trade setup. So what if you have more time frames, or if you have multiple time frames that you're looking at the same time? Well, the nice thing about it is if you trade using multiple time frames, you have a higher probability of profitable trades. This is due to correlation because it's just one of the advantages of using multiple time frame analysis. If you consider the chart here on the right, you can see that the longer term trend incorporates a lot of noise within the shorter term trend. So if you're trading on a 5 or 15-minute time frame, you're going to see that if you trade in the direction of the longer term trend, you're going to have a higher probability of being correct. It also gives you lower risk on the trade because you're trading when you have a higher probability of the directionality of the trade. So by doing analysis using a market scanner to help you to see if your shorter time frame trades are in line with your longer term trade, that would be useful, don't you think? I think so too. So our problem was that we weren't able to find any market scanners available on MT4. The ones that we did find were either too complex to configure, i.e. it needed high programming skills. They were unstable, or they were single tools that weren't well integrated with the entire system. Many of them were incompatible with a lot of the indicators that are currently available, and there are a lot of other issues I don't have really time to go through right now. So our solution to this was, that's right, we developed our own. So we decided to create MT4Professional ourselves for our own daily trading. And now it's the #1 market scanner on MT4. And it's a tool that allows you to instantly scan the entire market for setups that match your unique criteria. So if you have your own advanced rule sets, then you can plug them into a configuration within the MT4Professional scanner and get the results that you're specifically looking for. No programming is required. It's so easy. I'll show you exactly how it's done today in our setup. So stay tuned. I'm going to teach you a whole lot more within the analysis section. So let me pull up this poll here real quick. Very first poll, how can the market scanner best benefit you? Is it going to give you less risk of missing trades? It's going to give you less time wasted searching. You have a better chance of finding high probability trades. You don't know. You fell asleep and you missed all the presentation so far. Yeah, those aren't down there. I'm going to put the third one there. That's my guess. And when a good percentage of you have finished, then Claudio will share the results on the screen once we get done with our poll. Usually takes about 60 seconds. There we go. Looks like the better chance of finding high probability trades. 70% of you agree with me. And I think that's a great idea too, in considering that. So definitely less time wasted, definitely less risk of missing trades for sure. But the best chance of finding those trades, absolutely. And that is probably the highest probability you're going to get on that too. So let's move on. Let's see here. I think there's one more poll I wanted to take real quick before we went into the configurations, Claudio. I think it's poll number 4. Yeah, so I'm going to be building and go through a lot of configurations today. So of the different configurations that we've got, which scanner configuration most interests you? The EMA and price, a crossover of price with the current exponential moving average, a MACD and signal cross, an alligator cross, or a simple moving average crossover. We've got 2 moving averages that are crossing over each other rather than the price itself. Or if there's something else that interests you, then you can put that in the chat panel, and I'll be glad to look at that for the thing. So I'm going to go ahead and put other, but you can put whichever one that you like on the thing, and I'll be going through wherever has the highest percentage. I'm going to be going through it in detail from start to finish to help you to see just exactly how easy it is. All right, moving average crossover, we got over 50%, so I'll be more than glad to go through and build that for you. And I'll do a simple, probably a 15-minute, 30-minute crossover. I could do a 15-minute crossover for those who liked a little bit faster things. But there are several people who are interested in the MACD and signal as well as the EMA and price, so I'll definitely go over those. All right, so let's get into our demonstration now. So let me pull up my MT4Professional platform. You can see I've got the platform loaded right here already. And you can see on the left-hand side is the configuration and control panel. The scanner is being shown right here. The symbols for my scanner are on the left, and the charts are listed over on the right. You can see that the current time frame is listed with the symbol on each one. So I'm looking at a 1 hour and a 4 hour configuration. The configuration I'm using is the EMA and price. So I'll very quickly go through this to show you how it's done, but the basic configuration is that whenever price is less than the exponential moving average, I want this cell to be highlighted red to show me that that is a bearish cross. When the price crosses above or on top of the moving average, then this is a bullish cross. So when price closes and signals that it has gone greater than this moving average, I want to be looking to go long. And when it comes down below it, then I want to be looking to go short or to get out of my long for that example. So this is the criteria that I would be looking for. So under select configuration, then you can see EMA and price is an item that I can choose. So if I were to go up to EMA and price and click the edit button, then I can edit either the layout of my charts or the configuration of my scanner. I'll click my scanner and edit the configuration. Then you'll see I have a simple page that shows me each of the time frames that I have set up and configured and how I want to look at it. On this particular configuration, I do have a 15-minute, a 30-minute, and an hourly chart setup where I'm looking at the main color rule as my color rule indication. You can see that that's the only one I have access to. So if I click on that and click the edit button, which is the button that you see, the icon you see here on the right-hand side, this allows me to edit the criteria for the color rule. These are the rules that are being used to tell me what color to make the cell. The default color is shown here, it's yellow, so if neither of the conditions are met below, then the default color will be displayed. And of course, give it a name so you know exactly what you're referring to. This is just my main CR or my main color rule, so I've listed that here. For the green condition, what are the operations that I need in order to make this a bullish configuration, a green setup? I want price. I want it to be greater than the 15-period exponential moving average. So how do I get that set up? So if you clicked on the list here, you can see I have price and then my moving average are two indicators that are listed. But in order to get to those, all you have to do is click the plus sign if you don't already have access to them. Select Choose Indicator, and then you get to pick from your computer any indicator that's on your list, or just select the indicator that's already loaded in MT4. So you have trend indicators, you have oscillators, you have volumes, Bill Williams, price. So there are a bunch of different access points that you can pull in. If you pull up price, then you select the individual indicator. So you can say current price or close. In this case, current price is what you're looking for. I want to be able to see the close of the price. Use this indicator. All right, so the indicator parameters, this is just simple close of price. That's all it's doing. Indicator shift, I'm looking at the current bar. So shift equals 1 should be the default parameter. If you do anything other than 1, that means you're going to be looking at the current bar, and it could be changing all the time. So this is all that you're looking for. So that's how you would set up price in the configuration for that. In the moving average, in this case, you're looking for this particular setup, click the plus sign, choose the indicator, select the indicator you're looking for. I think it's a trend indicator. You're looking for the moving average. I want to use that particular indicator. Now notice it's set up as by default as a 15 period. Of course, I can change that to make it any period that I want. It's currently simple moving average, but I want it to be an exponential moving average, and I want it applied to the close of price. Of course, by clicking on this, you can apply it to any of the current parameters allowed, and you can shift it to look at times prior to the current time, but most of the time you're just looking at the current close of the price bar. So I'm looking at a moving average that's set as an exponential, and that's exactly how I set this up right here, a 15 period exponential moving average. So my rule, I want price to be greater than the 15 period exponential moving average. Notice that if I wanted it to be less than, not equal to, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, these are the operators I have access to within this condition set. So that was the bullish configuration. I want price to be greater than that moving average. In the second condition, if this is not true, then it's going to automatically test for this one and say, okay, is price less than the exponential moving average? Then in that case, I want the cell to be turned red. Now notice that if it's exactly equal, it's not greater than and it's not less than. If it closes and is exactly equal with this 15-period exponential moving average, then it will be yellow. And it doesn't happen very often, but occasionally it does. All right, so this is the setup. You can see that from a 15-period moving average and the 30-period moving average, I'm using the exact same color rule. So this is how I'm looking at setting this configuration up on multiple time frames. Okay, so I'll set that up. I'll save that. I'll close it. And by clicking on this, you can see that I load the exponential moving average in. Here's my 3 time frames. Here are my 3 charts, the M15, the 30, and the hourly chart. And you can see the chart set up here, M15, M30, and hourly. So here on the M15, you can see that the price has gone greater than the exponential moving average, so you're expecting it to give me a green configuration. Over here, you can see that prices close under the EMA, and here you can see prices close under the EMA. Both of those are set up as red. So we're seeing a green, red, red setup, where the longer term has turned over and went red, but we're looking for the shorter term now to start giving us a crossover to red, which signals our re-entry into the trade following the longer term trend. And likewise, you can see the same exact analysis on all the time frames on any of the symbols that you specifically are looking for. It couldn't get any simpler than that. So gone is the missing trades. Now you have access to high probability trade entries with much lower risk because you're entering and identifying it using multiple time frame analysis. All right. Leonard asked a question. Have you guys found that the price above below moving average of 15 EMA to be most reliable for the scanner, or less noise of false signals, or consistent versus the EMA? No, you can choose and you can make it to be any price or any time frame that you like. So an EMA 20, an EMA 30, EMA 40, very, very simple to change it, and you can set it up on any of those. Then all you have to do is just do a simple back test to analyze to see which configuration is the best. We have not done any detailed analysis to determine which one is the best configuration. This is just one of the more popular ones, using it on a 15 and comparing it with the 30 and the 60. Okay. All right, now we'll pull up another configuration, and there was a question about the MACD. So I'm going to pull up the MACD setup. Here's the MACD and the signal, so I'll go ahead and load that one. This is set up on a 1 hour and a 4 hour chart. So you can see that the setups within the charts are looking at the MACD, which is the histogram that you see, and the signal line, which is the red dashed line on top of the moving average, convergence divergence indicator. If we were to look at the chart indicators themselves, then you can see the MACD indicator is set up as a 12-26-9 on close. And so you can see the different setups and the colors, the main and the signal line. The signal line is red and the main is set up as a silver. Of course, we can change this to make it bigger or smaller and so forth. And so we're looking at those setups as the criteria we're using. I'm looking at an hourly and 4 hour. So you can see that I have my setup configured there. And if I were to go through and click the edit button, then I can edit the configuration of the charts, or I can edit the configuration of the scanner. So the scanner comes up, I'll edit the scanner. And you can see, just like before, I'm using a configuration which has these color rules. The color rules are the MACD indicator and the MACD signal. Now, remember I showed you that the indicator itself is the simple histogram that's here, and the signal is the red line. So there are 2 or 3 different ways to look at a configuration signal to trade based upon the MACD. I'll show you the most common and where you can apply it and use that here. So I'm using this same signal generation. It's going to give me 2 different signals on the same cell. So that way I can see and identify what's going on within that. So I've got 2 different color rules on the setup. Okay. Within the first one, the MACD indicator, you can see that I'm looking at a MACD 12-26-9, like we had shown before, and I want it to be less than or equal to 0. So that means the crossover of this line has to be less than the 0 line on this point. So if that's less than the 0 line, like we see right here, then I want that to be a bearish setup. If that same MACD is greater than 0, like we see right here, coming up and is greater than, I want that to be a bullish condition. Okay, and you can see the same thing for the 4 hour as well. So the same indications on the setups, and here's the MACD signal indicator. So instead of using the MACD itself, I'm using the MACD, which is based on the signal line, instead of the MACD base indicator itself. And of course, in the indicator, you can set that up right here under mode. Notice it says signal line. You can just change it to be whichever one that you're looking for. Set up on close of price 12, 26, and 9, just like it is on the chart. Simple, simple. No programming is required. All you have to do is just select the correct parameters one time, save it, and you're good to go. Now there's one other configuration that you can do on the same setup, and I didn't show it on here, but what you can do, let me get this out of the way real quick, is that you can look for the crossover of the signal line with the indicator itself. So whenever you see, in this case right here, you've got a bullish crossover 0, and then you can see that the red line crosses over 0 here. So there's the first point that you've got a double bull, and it happens to be right at the breakout above consolidation. So you're looking for a confirmed entry here, a retest, and a continuation. So right there gave you one signal for entry. But what you can do is that once the signal line goes greater than the indicator line, or if the indicator line ever crosses below the signal line, then this is your exit criteria. So you're looking for a potential where this is the point you want to either be selling or getting out of the trade. And then when it goes back down again, and when it crosses back over, notice how the red line crosses under and the signal line crosses over. This then becomes your new buy point. So you can use the signal line and the actual MACD as a generator to get you in and out of trades at the specific point. So right here, when you see this crossover right here, notice that the MACD signal went over above it. This is your buy signal. And then notice it stayed there up until this point right here. That becomes a sell signal. All right. Then it crossed over here. This becomes your buy signal. And at this point, it became, let's see, right there. That became your sell signal. So buy and then sell right there. And then it continued on. It gave a information. This is kind of a no man's land, not very clear, but you'd get clear indications right here on the chart by whether it's bullish or bearish. So you see a green signal or you see a red signal. In this case, you can see where the signal line or the MACD indicator itself is crossed over. One is crossed over, the other one has not. And I didn't get the indication of which one was greater. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So if I wanted to take that same MACD and signal, go to my scanner, edit the scanner, setup. Now notice I have these two configurations here, the indicator and the signal, but what if I wanted to add one more? In this case, I want to add one more, setup, and I'm sorry, instead of it being the this particular one, this one is a MACD indicator being less than 0. I don't want that. I want it to be, I want the MACD indicator itself, which is the base indicator, once it goes greater than the signal line, right there. Once the MACD indicator, oh, this is less than, so sell. And then this one would be greater than, that would be the buy. So the sell signal then would be with the MACD indicator less than the signal indicator. And the buy then would be the MACD indicator greater than the signal line. And this becomes my brand new indication. So instead of it being just the MACD indicator, I'm just going to call this one the trade signal. Okay, I'll click that as an OK. So I've got my trade signal and my other MACD indication. I'm going to turn that one off. And on my second time frame, I'm going to turn that one off. So all it's looking at right now is just the trade signal itself. And the trade signal is going to be bearish, bullish, or neutral based upon whether the MACD indicator is greater than the signal line or less than the signal line. Once I save it and load it, then it gets reapplied to my scanner, and now it's going through lightning speed looking for 1 hour and 4 hour chart setups where each of these symbols are looking for bullish or bearish setups. And since you always want to be trading in the direction of the longer term trend, you're always going to be looking for trades that are going to be in alignment. So if you see in this condition of the New Zealand US dollar, it's bearish, bullish. If you see on the next scan this starting to turn green, it's in line with the longer term trend, and that becomes an excellent trade setup. So if we were to look at the New Zealand US dollars setup right now, then we can see that this signal setup is short. This signal setup is long. So let's look and wait for the condition to be set up. It looks like the short setup might be the predominant one moving forward on the setup. So this might be a very interesting play setup. You can see that the Euro Aussie right here is currently in a long setup. Right, so you can see that it had cycled down from a sell and has just gone into a long. And you can see that it already has gone in and stayed in a long on the 4 hours. So you can see long on the Euro Aussie for that setup. Now the long trade might have a very limited height. So you can see that if you did get long at this point, then you're only looking for a potential 30, 40 pip trade off this, because you're limited by your ceiling here, unless it becomes extremely strong. That's your overhead resistance. So your supply is sitting right here. Okay, so very simple, very straightforward, and easy to use. So I've gone through the EMA and price. I've also gone through MACD and signal. Those were the two most popular based upon the polls questions that I had gone through. So are there any questions with regards to the configuration on how simple it was? I was able to just select the indicators because those indicators were the ones that were already here and available in your navigator on MT4. All I did was pull them up, directly manipulated the input parameters, and we're off to the races. If you do have any questions, then if you go and become a member and start subscribing to MT4Professional, then the online documentation goes through exactly what you need in order to get started, how to set up MT4 or even MT5 for that matter. And it enables you to go through your configurations, your symbol lists, how to edit or delete configuration setups, and so forth. And so all the questions you might have can be found in our online documentation. When you log into the members area, the first area that you get access to is the welcome page and the easy 6 onboarding steps to help you to get going, to set up your password, to download and install the software, to create your first custom configuration, a few snapshots using the software itself, a quick and easy way to join our Skype support group, and of course, access to the documentation I was just showing you. And of course, in addition to the documentation, then you can see we have a solutions page, which helps you to see the quick knowledge base, and our ticket section, which allows you to update or insert a new support ticket if you have any specific support requests. Once you're back here in your main members area, then you can see you have access to the real-time scanner on any of your mobile devices. So this is a web page. So this web page can be running on your cell phone, it can be running on your iPad, it can be running on your mobile, your laptop. And all you have to do is select the MT4Professional program that you're currently running, and it will automatically load in the real-time scanner here, the exact same scanner that you've got running right here. So it will go out, it'll find the MT4 application that you currently have running, and it will load that application on the screen for your mobile device. So that way you get real-time interaction with the platform directly on your mobile device. Now, MT4Professional will not load on your mobile device, but using the online real-time scanner, you will be able to have access to it and use it directly on that device itself. Okay, any questions with regards to that? I'm sorry, I pulled it off the screen and didn't show you. This was the scanner that was set up here, so you can see the same scanner, which is the hourly and 4-hour scanner right here for the MACD and signal, and the symbol lists that are supplied here are directly displayed here. And this would be like your iPad or your cell phone setup. And if I click on, say, the pound dollar here on my iPad, notice the symbols on my laptop change to the pound dollar, and a snapshot will be generated and displayed on my mobile device, showing me the exact setup that I'm looking for and whether that's a tradable opportunity. that looks like a really good opportunity for a potential short coming in for the pound to dollar, being that both of them have already crossed over, and I'm looking for this as a potential short. Okay, so you have to keep your main console or platform running if you're going to be leaving your desk and going mobile. And then here on your laptop or your mobile device, you can look at and control the live real-time scanner and get live updates on this. And once you see this update, then of course you can pull up your trade manager and just trade directly from the brokerage that you have access to. It could not get any simpler than that. All right, any other questions now before we go into a very special offer that I want to make for you today, just for being part of our demonstration group? I want you to get access to and get MT4Professional and try it out for your very own. Yes, okay. Chart configurations and timeframes. Oh, that's the simple part. Absolutely. So the chart setups, just click on the same configuration button, click on the same signal and click edit. And then on the right-hand side of this setup, this is the scanner configuration, but this is the chart configuration. If you click on that, you can see this one is set up as a 1-hour chart, and this one is set up as a 4-hour chart. And I have a template that I've saved. It's called MACD. You can, of course, use any template that you want by clicking the plus sign. The plus sign will load up the list of every template that you have already built. Now you notice that you can build and use any of your existing templates that you have right now. There's not a problem with using them. But what you need to do is make sure that that template that you do use will have the MT4Professional chart indicator loaded on that template. So which was it? I'm sorry. So if you look at the exact indicator list on this chart, you'll see that the MT4Professional chart indicator is part of this chart and part of the template that was loaded. So this is the MACD template, and the MACD template includes that MT4Professional chart indicator, which is included with your subscription to MT4Professional. That's the only criteria that you need in order for it to work with the system. And once it's there and is working with the system, you can see the crosshairs. The crosshairs automatically link you from one time frame to the other, so you can see in real time exactly how it's set up. A simple click on the chart locks the crosshair in place, and you're able to see and identify that across those time frames. All right, so changing the setup is simple. Changing the layouts are simple. Changing the templates that you want are simple. If I wanted to add another chart, simply click plus. I had 2 charts, click plus. Now if I tile the windows, I want to tile them all. Then you can see I have 4 windows. 3 of them are hourly, so notice I'm going to change this one now. I'm going to change that one to a 30-minute. I'll change this one to a 15-minute. 15, 30, hour, 4 hour. Now I have to select a template. Well, I already have the MACD loaded, so I'll go ahead and select that same MACD template for those. And this is a 15, 30, hourly, 4 hour. Boom, I can change it just like that. And notice the layout, once I load it, now becomes a 4 chart layout with a 15, a 30, hourly, and a 4 hour chart set up, just the way I have set it, okay? If you have a custom MACD indicator, it works perfectly well. Absolutely. If it's not on your list, then when you go in to select your configuration, All right, click on your scanner. I think it's hiding behind the thing. So load, edit. So if you click on the scanner itself and you have your own custom MACD indicator, then when you go through to define the color rules or the signal that you're using, I'll go ahead and add it. Click the plus sign to add a custom indicator. Select the indicator, choose an indicator, and then here you'll want to pick from your computer. When you pick from your computer, then you can go through the list of every indicator that you have. And you can see I'll have all of my own custom indicators right here, all listed in there as well. So of course I can use any of those. If you have your own custom MACD, instead of using the MACD itself, use your own custom MACD indicator here. Just by opening and loading it from here, you'll have access to all of the inputs that are available. Okay. So the indicators that you'll be using, if it's custom, pull up your indicator list, pull your MACD custom indicator up, and then look at the input parameters that you'll be needing and look at the order that they are loaded in. The order that they come up on the screen is the same order that they're going to be shown on the configuration panel. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Leonard. All right, so let me go over to my presentation here, and then we'll go into a poll, quick poll following the presentation, just to see what we can do to set that up. I want to see how through the demonstration, if you could see how MT4Professional could benefit you. So of the features that that you saw in MT4Professional, which one of those looked the best to you? The ones that I was able to demonstrate. Was it the single click integration of your charts? Notice how I could click on any symbol and integrate that on the charts themselves without having to drag and drop all the signals to every single chart. Was it the scanner, of course? My rules, my way. Was it the Traders Network, which I didn't show you? But the Traders Network is an awesome tool that allows you to share all of your configurations with any other MT4Professional user. The fact that it's mobile, you can take it anywhere, anytime. The fact that you can use multiple time frame technical analysis. How easy it was to set up and to use. I'm picking the scanner, of course. And once the certain number of inputs have gone through, I think Claudio will share the poll results with us. And then we'll have one more poll to go through. Of course, the scanner, look at that, over 56% of the people did that. Multiple time frame analysis, another sweet indication. So that's nice. I can see why you didn't click on Traders Network, because I really didn't show it to you. But something someone doesn't really, they just take advantage of is the single click integration of the charts, because that is such a nice feature that you just don't really see that. You can't really take advantage of and see how nice that really is until you've actually used it, and then you go back to it. So that's good. And I think that's the last poll. Are you currently using MT4Professional now? I.e., is this your first time here and you're ready to get started, or are you currently using it now and absolutely love it and you just came here for more Q&A? So I'm using it and I absolutely love it. All right, and Stephen asked a question about the scanner signals complementing the roadkill signal setup. Absolutely, you can use the same scanner signals to implement a roadkill signal, but the roadkill indicator, and this is a very specific question for those who are using some of my custom indicators, the Hawkeye tools. The roadkill indicator has multiple outputs, too many outputs for the MT4 to handle. So it is not directly integratable with the scanner itself, but you can set up trend and volume rules, which are roadkill setups, and the scanner gives you those specific signals. So you can integrate and complement all of your roadkill signals with the scanner configuration. And I can share that, what I've done on it, with you in the Traders Network, Stephen, if you'd like for me to. All right, well, it looks like over a third of the people are already using it and absolutely love it. Some of you don't use it now, but you want to know more, and that's the purpose of today's webinar. And another 22% are saying, no, I'm not sure if I need it yet or not, and that's okay too, but over time you'll probably see the value of that. So let's get into the special offer then to do that. So what I want to go over now is a special offer for you to show you the value of each of these individual tools, the full-featured MT4 or MT5 versions of MT4 Professional, the exclusive Skype community access, unlimited configurations and storage because it's all cloud-based. You have over 100 SMS notifications per month and unlimited email and push notifications sent through for you. Pre-configured presets are available of many of the most common configurations. The value of all these are almost $2,300, but of course, because today's special, you're not going to pay that at all. For a limited time, we have access to all of these features for $194 per month. But because of your part of my webinar special today, I've knocked that down to 50% off. 50% off of the normal monthly fee is $97 per month, which is a very affordable price to give you all the features that we've gone over today and give you opportunities that not only enable you to make 1 to 200 pips per day trading, but to pay for your subscription in a single day, giving you the whole rest of the month as the ability to make profits. So not only do we give you the $97 per month, 50% off special, we give you 14 full days to try it out, risk-free. So here's the link to do, mt4professional.com/trial. Claudia will put that in the chat box there, so all you have to do is click on it there. mt4professional.com/trial will get you going. A 14-day free trial. Following that, it will be $97 per month until you cancel. And it is a lifetime subscription. And if you are interested in a lifetime license, which you don't want to have to pay for the monthly fee, but you can make it an annual fee or a lifetime license, just simply set up a ticket and contact us at support@mt4professional.com, and we'll be more than glad to give you information on how to get the yearly or the lifetime license access to MT4 Professional. All right, so we'll go back into some more questions and answers. So let me pull my platform back up again and minimize it so you can still see the special offer that we've got access to here. There's the link. And let me change the side panel here. Move that down a little bit. There it is right there. $97 a month, 14-day free trial, mt4professional.com/trial. Now, did you notice that when I resized the window, that it automatically resized all of the windows within the chart that I was looking at? Did you happen to notice that? A lot of people take that for granted, but it's a nice feature. It automatically resizes each of the cells in the window automatically configure itself up to that. So notice I have 4 different time frames here, but I only have 2 time frames on my scanner. So let's look at the scanner and put those 2 other time frames on it. Configuration, edit, scanner. Let's look at the scanner itself. And here, notice I have H1 and H4. Well, let's add 2 more time frames. So notice there's a gray cell here with a plus sign. Just click it once, click it twice. So notice that I have an H1 and H4. This one's still an H1. Let me click it one more time. It won't let me do it until I set this one up. So I'll go ahead and make this one the H1. I'll select this same color rule, trade signal. Now I'll add this third one here. I'll make that one my H4. Now this one up here, I want to make it my M5, M15, I'm sorry. And this one I want to make my M30. So I have M15, M30, H1, H4. Same time frames that I have on my charts. And I've got them set up to use the same trade signal setups. Boom. See how easy that was? Save that setup, close the window, and load it. And I'm right back in. Now I've got 4 different time frames. I've got 4 different time frames on my windows. It just couldn't go easier. It's easy to set up, easy to configure, and you can see exactly how to apply your tools and your indicators to any chart or configuration that you've got. Okay. And by clicking once on the screen, you can see that the crosshairs are locked and you can move around freely. And by clicking again, it unlocks it and enables you to do your setup and analysis. Just like that. All right, MT4Professional.com/trial, $97 a month. 14 days free evaluation. Then if you cancel before the 14 days are over, you won't be charged at all. Make sure you cancel before the last day so that you can avoid the charge. Otherwise, it will be pulled directly in. Hey, Deb, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here. Absolutely. That's right. I think Claudio answered that question. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Got that question. Okay, any other questions here? What we've got? Cohen, I just started with trading, so I think I still have a lot to learn. Too little knowledge to implement MT4 Professional. Well, this is a really great place to start because like I was showing earlier, if we were to go to just a simple layout, for example, the EMA and price. The EMA and price is probably the simplest and most direct way to start understanding trading and to apply the real power of MT4 Professional to your setups. Now notice that the crossover gives you a tradable opportunity. Okay, so this is your signal line and this becomes your trade bar. So you would enter anywhere within this bar right here. And then from this point, you can see at that point, you could have anywhere from 20 to 30 pips of profit before that came in. Now, you know on the euro that 10 pips is a good trade. So 20 to 30, you're looking at $200 to $300 of a trade setup possibility just on the setup alone. If you're looking for the long setup, then when you see the price close above your SMA, your signal line then becomes green. You can get notified via SMS or email or on-screen alerts to the signal. So this then becomes your entry bar. You see that on this point here, there's the potential for 50 and even 70 pips of profit on this trade. That's $500 to $700 profit waiting for this. Now you can see that the crossover is a very easy to understand place to take the trade. When you see that the whole bar closes outside of the bar, that is a much safer and a more conservative signal, because you can see several instances where sometimes it will close below and give you a false indication. But once you see the entire bar open and close outside of the signal line, that gives you a good confirmation and an excellent way to start learning and applying the tools. So even if you are a very beginning trader, this is probably the easiest setup. And you can see from our configurations that these are the ones that we provide for you when you come in. Alligator color, default color examples showing how to set up simple moving averages, the EMA and price one I just showed you, how to shift time frames, how to use multiple conditions. Here's the MACD and signal indication line. The alligator, I think I'd mentioned it before. You can see there are quite a few other ones. The relative strength, price patterns. Here's the cross of simple moving averages. Simple two simple moving average cross. It's already set up and pre-configured for you. All you have to do is click on it. Okay, load it. And that gives you the ability to look at the configuration on your chart. Now, if you want to save this as your own configuration, then all you have to do is under Select Configuration, okay, create your custom configuration. Click that button, and then notice the, do you want to start from an existing configuration comes up. Now, these are ones that you've already created yourself, or you can go down to any of the presets and then select the preset that you are specifically interested in, which we were looking for the SMA and cross right there. Select that, say yes. And then the yes will automatically come up as an example for you. Notice that I have the scanner over on the left that I can go through and edit. SMA 1530 cross. If I want to change the configurations for it, it's just right there. So I have a 15 period moving average greater than my 30 period moving average. If that's the case, I want a bullish setup. 15 period average moving less than my 30 period, boom, that's bearish. It's already there, it's already available. Okay. But I'm not going to save that. And if you have custom configurations like I do, then if you click on the load button, it will load your custom configurations. Here I'm looking at 3 chart time frames, 4 chart time frames, and so forth. Notice there are 3 different signal time frames within my configuration. If you look at the configurations for that, then it's very easy to see the rule sets that were used. In this case, I'm looking at trend, I'm looking at volume, and I'm looking at heat map. The trend condition, I have 3 different colors associated with it. I have red, green, red, and white. If the conditions for my indicator are such that the trend value 1, which is my long signal, is greater than 0, then I'm going to set it red. If my trend value 2, which is short, that's when it's going to be set red. And trend value 3, neutral, it will be for my condition set 3. See this? Trend value 3. So it's very simple and very easy to use and apply for any set of conditions that you're interested in. I accidentally moved the setup here. I apologize for that. There you go. All right, are there other questions? Don't have any real-time tables. I'm not sure I understand your question. On the website? Yeah, of course you do. See on the website here, you can see these are all real-time setups. They're looking specifically at the current scanner, and you can click on any of these symbols, and in real time, it'll give you the full chart layout of that. Same setup here. It'll reconfigure the charts on your platform, and it will take a snapshot and show you in real time on the website exactly what the chart setup is and the setup of the configuration. Notice I looked at the Aussie dollar short setup, and you can see exactly why. Short, 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 short. So I've got a very nice confirmed multiple time frame short entry right here, ready to go. And this is live, right on, directly on your mobile device. And this is the actual platform itself that's pulling the information from. Okay. Well, if there aren't any other questions, I think I've exhausted my time. I really thank you for attending today. It's my pleasure to be part of this presentation. At any point, you can get access to us by contacting us at support@MT4Professional.com. And you can always get access to the tool by clicking on MT4Professional.com/trial, taking it on a 14-day trial, which follows up with a $97 per month subscription to MT4 Professional. And again, contact us at support@MT4Professional.com if you want access to a lifetime license or to the yearly subscription instead of the monthly one, to give you a better discount, of course. You're very, very welcome. Thank you for your time and your attention. This last setup here to go out on. Alligator. I'll do that one real quick. Yeah, it's simple alligator. You're looking at 3 moving averages, the teeth, the jaws, and the lips, and you're looking to see if the lips are greater than the other 2 or less than the other 2 at any particular point to generate a long or short signal. You're very welcome. Thank you for being here. And if you do have other requests, or if you need some help, then you can definitely schedule direct one-on-one support with us to help you get started, to help you get going on the way, and to push you over the edge to make you a full lifetime subscriber. All right, that concludes my time with you today. Thank you. You guys have a great rest of your week. We will see you this same time in 2 weeks. So the date of that next presentation will be February the 8th. February the 8th at the same time, we'll be here. Thank you very much, and you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next week. Well, week after next. Bring your questions. That'd be great. Bye for now. There was one last thing I forgot to show you, and that was the Professional Traders Network. So if you click on Select Configuration, then notice when you load or edit any of your configurations, in the bottom right corner, there looks like a little Mickey Mouse signal. It kind of does if you kind of look at the ears and so forth. But this is a professional traders network. It allows you to share the current configuration that you're using with other traders. So for example, on my Hawkeye setup, Stephen, if I were looking at a simple, note that one, make sure it's the correct one. Yeah. This is a 5:15:30 with the 60-minute setup time frame. I'm only looking at 5:15 and 30. But if I go through and edit this configuration, if I click the Traders Network button, then I search for you. There you are. I just shared with you the configurations for that. That includes all of my scanner conditions and scanner setups, the rule sets for each of the indicators. So all of these are already pre-configured and set up for you. So you don't have to go through and reconfigure any of these. They're already ready to go right out of the box, just with one simple share. Of course, I like to see the black backgrounds, so if you like to change those, you can change them and then resave them as a separate template. Then you can do that. I'm also using the Hawkeye Tomahawk Fat Man instead of the regular Fat Man. You might need to remove that if you don't have the Tomahawk software. It might not be available on your computer, so just simply on the template, remove the Tomahawk Fat Man and put in the Hawkeye Fat Man, and that will fix that for you. Oh, is there a different person? Okay, well, let me see if I can send this to you then. Are you currently subscribed to MT4Professional, Stephen? Because I don't see you. I do not see you on my list. Okay, so you're not on my list. You're not a current subscriber. Okay, so I can't share it. But I did share it with somebody. Hopefully they will appreciate it. Well, if you sign up for your 14-day trial, let me know your name, and I'll be more than glad to share my configurations and setups with you. Absolutely. And if there's anything else that you might have seen through the demonstration today that you would like to see shared, then I'll be more than glad to share that with you. All right, thank you very much, and bye for today.